Basilio along with you. Stack Jack packed with you on, ladies and gentlemen, what is a say it, know it, and write it down Friday. Monday. It's oh, you turned it down. Okay. I'm pretty pumped. Bino, are you pumped right now? I want to know something from Bino. What your level of pump is right now? What's your level of pumpitude, Bino?
I'm back to being pumped, Tony.
All right. What about oh man, we're on the StreamYard today. I look good in there now. Whoa, we got the new graphics up there. Whoa, look at that. Looky here. Rap no clear. Cutting in and running with the wind in my ear. Hey, Beanstar, how was your weekend?
Tony had an outstanding weekend, and hope yours and Brian's and the listeners were as well. So
had a great weekend. Yeah, man, had a great weekend.
Vols took care of business early. Got to just enjoy that all weekend.
Nice, Bino. Let me sit over here. Nice, Bino. Bri, your weekend pretty good. You watch Celtics last night, Bri?
I did. I think they just hit another 3-pointer.
Well,
I think they just made three pointers while you've been talking here.
You're being a very gracious winner, Bri. I appreciate that.
Well, you brought it up, so I had to have a response.
Hey, I want to apologize to Braves Nation, and I want to apologize to Celtics Nation for being no comp. Now, I won't apologize to the NFL because the Eagles are the gold standard. And I won't apologize to the NHL because the Penguins are going home tonight. Take me home tonight. I'm not going to let them go till they see the light. But we're pretty fired up right now. We're jacked. We're pumped. Laura, they're telling me it looks great over here on the YouTube. They're saying that's the way to go. So check out our blog over at tclub.team. Call-in number is 865-200-5402. Free blog over at tclub.team. Rocking with you for a couple hours on a Monday. I'm heading down to Nashville. Tomorrow we're going to be down there for the Musicians Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Dolly Parton going in. Several others. Don Felder from the Eagles. Several others. It's going to be unbelievable, Andy. And I want to thank the Woodses for having us. Also, Wednesday, if you want to come out and see us, we're going to be down there broadcasting from the museum, which is in the Municipal Auditorium, the bottom of it. They've got a big, huge place there we're excited to see. And ticket prices to get in for the Wednesday are 50% off for our listeners of the show. So to our people in the mid-state that want to come out and see us and, listen live, and we have several hundred folks. I've already heard from several people that are going to come out and see us. And, hey, thank you so much. We love you. But a big week for us this week. We're excited. We're kind of pumped. All right, guys, let's get to some of the questions of the day. First question of the day. And Brian Hartman, I begin with you. What did you think of the NFL draft, Bri, and your boys? How did they do?
They didn't get a running back, which I thought they should have. I wasn't particularly overwhelmed by their draft class, but I'm not upset or mad about it either. Mm-hmm. But it just didn't really move my needle that much.
Brian Hartman, you guys kind of embarrassed yourself for a pretty good franchise. Bino, how about you?
Well, Tony, I thought the Colts did as well as they could possibly do without a first-round pick. They traded this year and next year's first-round pick for Sauce Gardner, and we'll see if he's worth that or not going forward. If he can stay healthy enough, stay on the field. But they needed defensive depth. They needed a backup running back, and they needed a wide receiver, and they got all of those things. They needed edge rushers. They got them. So I thought they did pretty much what was expected and what they should have done.
What What about Tennessee's showing in the draft, guys? I erroneously had the Vols. We've corrected it. A couple listeners reached out. Thank you, guys and gals, for reading the blog. But a couple people reached out and said, "Hey, T, Tennessee had 5 taken, not 4." And I neglected Tyree West, but there you go. So congrats to Tyree West. I'm holding up the 78 University of Tennessee football guide. Beano, we're going to do a little show and tell today. Hey, Beanstar, question for you and Brian. The Vols had 5 players drafted in the NFL draft. Alabama had 10. A&M had 10. Georgia had 8. We talked about how we had no first rounders. I guess there are several ways to look at this. Do you guys think, are you guys of the opinion that 5 is enough for the Vols? Because they are in there with the likes of Auburn. Here's who had 5. Tennessee and Auburn, who fired a coach. Arkansas had 4. They fired a coach. Kentucky had 4. They fired a coach. South Carolina had 3. They should have fired a coach. Mississippi State had 2. Did they fire a coach, Bry, or is he still there?
No, he's still there.
They hired a coach, Tony, after they lost the coach.
Ole Miss had 2. They hired a coach and made the playoffs with only 2. And Vanderbilt had 1, and I don't know, won all those games somehow. So, okay.
Guess which conference led the nation in draft picks?
Oh, yeah.
The SEC.
SEC is always going to do that. But the top, the marquee players now, like Bino was talking about Friday, the marquee players are going to the Big Ten. How do we know? Because they're pulling marquee players out of our league. Now, Tennessee struck back this year when they got some pretty good players out of Penn State, which is a good thing. But I was proud of Bino for coming out over the weekend, because when you look at Tennessee's 5 draft picks, 3 of them are out of the portal. Bino, is 5 enough, or what's that number need to be for the Vols if they're going to compete?
It probably needs to be closer to 10 than 5, Tony. You know, in years where you've got the roster that you hope to have, I would think you would want 8 to 9 for sure. In 8, 9, 10, closer to 10 than 5 is what you would hope. Yeah. But you know, I think that's going to cycle, especially with Tennessee, who relies more heavily on high school recruiting. You're going to have years where you do not have as many draft eligible players as teams that go really heavy into the portal.
I'm going to run some team mail tomorrow. I got a bunch of correspondences from people last week. Jude wrote me a great piece about the student section. I tried to talk to a couple people about the student section this weekend, and a couple people even in our inner circle, and their opinion towards a student seems to be let them eat cake. But I digress. Back to the draft here. I'll give you a team. You guys tell me if you're surprised, okay? Alabama led the league with 10 players selected. Surprising, Bino?
Yeah, a little surprising. Mm-hmm.
Clemson had 9 players drafted, only won 7 games against an ACC schedule. And I've got to eat my words, because this reminded me of the fact that I was crowing in the blog on Thursday, and somebody attributed it to Matt Dixon and said, well, Matt needs to sit down and shut the hell. Actually, it was me, which is what I emailed the guy back and said it was actually me. Because the sign of a program that's slipping is when you're not producing first-round picks. Georgia's not producing them like they once did. Alabama's not producing them like they once did. And Miami all of a sudden is producing them. And when you have those first-rounders, generally you're going to play at the top of the sport, which is pretty much what went on this year. Indiana this year only had 2, but they had the first pick in the draft. Next year, they're going to have several. So, I mean, it's all going to come out in the wash here. Moving along. The Alabama had 10. I stand with Bino. I'm surprised. Bri, you surprised, yes or no?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
I think there's still some Saban. There's some of that Saban glow because they figured that he got those players there.
Yep.
And that might have bumped them up a little bit.
Yes. I don't know what it is. No, I don't think it's the Saban glow. I just think they had guys that could play. Boy, that McCoy thing's really odd, isn't it, guys? The team that gambled on him, which is kind of interesting, Bino, if we're going to be honest about it, is a bad organization in that league. I don't know if that's a good or bad sign for that kid, but that's a bad organization that gambled on him, Beanstar. Yes or no?
Yeah, it's become one, Tony, for sure. And it's interesting that apparently most of the NFL doctors felt like that he was going to have that plug done to stabilize his knee more.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting to see if that's the if the Raiders were willing to wait and see that through, or if they're just going to put him out there on the field.
It's kind of like the whole doctor thing. You got to listen to your doctors. Like Tennessee's doctors basically told them, do not pay that money to J.P. Estrella. And they listened. Now, some people don't want to hear that, but you've got to listen to your medical team, don't you, Bino? I mean, they know the anatomy, yes?
Yeah, I mean, yes, that's their job, and yes, you should cede to them what they think.
Sports Goat 54, Bino. This year's class was recruited at the height of the NCAA investigation and postseason ban. Rumors future classes will be more than 5. I don't know if you can say that. I mean, who are they next year? You must know something I don't. So if you want to, Sports Goat, if you want to list me the guys next year that'll be more than 5, go for it. I don't know that you can say that. Here's my thing. You say what you say, but 3 of the guys that went were actually short timers here, and really scream for why you should get into the portal. Because McCoy would have been a first-round pick if it wasn't for this quirky injury. He was a great find for them. A great find out of Oregon State. And then the Hood kid is so interesting because Deion Sanders gave up on him. He didn't think he was fast enough. He didn't prioritize him. He didn't play him. And he even told some people in the industry when Tennessee got him, if we put a clock on him, he's not fast. He's a hell of a player. The Hood guy's a hell of a player, Bino. That's the thing that's even odder about our approach in the portal. We've been very good at finding guys. You said it Friday, Beanstar. We need to get a lot more active in the portal, man. A lot more.
Well, I certainly, Tony, I just think in the environment you're in right now, that, yeah, I think Tennessee needs to rely more heavily on the portal and less on high school recruiting classes. That's not been Josh Heupel's philosophy.
Nope.
I don't know that it will be, but that's just my opinion in today's environment.
Moving along, guys, A&M played at the top of the league all year last year. Looked like the team in the conference. Ended up having 10 guys drafted overall in the draft, which ties Alabama for the lead in the league. But somehow Beanstar A&M found a way, and you've got to give it up to them because it's their history. They figured out a way to give it back, Bino, at the end of the year. Isn't that wild?
Yeah, they just there's a ceiling that program cannot seem to break through.
By the way, Vandy, Dandy, I want to congratulate Vandy. You guys had 1 player picked. That's coach of the century stuff. That shows you how great of a football player Diego Pavia was at the college level. That's what that shows me. You talk about a guy, You better hope this Curtis kid can play, Vandy Dandy, or we're going back. We're going to go back to the Stone Ages, brah. Jerry DiNardo is going to feel like he's walking back. Jerry DiNardo going to feel like he's walking back through that door. Vandy Dandy. But that just goes to show you what a great force of nature on a college football field that kid is. And he's a great college football player. Reminds me of go ahead, Bean.
That little son of a gun was an outstanding college football player.
Reminds me of the kid that played at Florida.
Reminds you of what, Tone?
Tebow.
Yeah.
Get Tebow vibes.
Yeah, without the size and
yep. Here's my thing.
Obvious God-given ability.
Interesting. If I were Mike Repole of the UFL, I would offer that kid a couple $1 million a year and say, why don't you come play with us? Because it would give people a reason to watch that league. He could go there, be arrogant, be cocky. I mean, you would tune in on a Saturday afternoon in the middle of the spring if he were on Beano just to watch him play, wouldn't you? And Bri, you would.
No, I would not.
Well, Vandy Dandy would, damn it.
But a lot of people would.
Vandy Dandy would, and that's enough for me.
I don't think he would be as cocky in that environment than he was in major college football. There'd be a whole lot more eyes on him. There would be a whole lot fewer eyes on him there.
Yeah. Somebody said, yeah, Tony, Tebow without the size, speed, talent, character, maturity, and championships. Hey, Jay Bird, say what you want to say about this guy, but he raised the level of Vanderbilt to the point where we've never seen. And they destroyed us on our field. And he destroyed us. And he was very creative. I'll tell you who he reminds me of. Really, the better comparison's Doug Flutie, because that's really who he is. He's a modern-day Doug Flutie. Except Flutie had a better arm, and he had Gerald Phelan on the other side of passes. So A&M had 10. Does that surprise you guys? Because I'm not very surprised by it. Let's continue to unpack this draft here. I'm not surprised by
it. No, Tony. I think with the amount of money that they're going to spend, and I think Elko's a solid coach, solid evaluator of talent. No, that's not surprising to me.
Georgia has taken a dip. A lot of these are really surprising. Georgia only had 8 players taken, and but continue to be pretty damn good in this league, Beanstar.
Yeah, they were going to take a dip. You would think, especially again, we're back to the new environment of college football, but they're always going to have football players.
You know who really surprises me, guys? Hey, Bri, does it surprise you that Florida, with that train wreck, hey, Kelvin Hank, if you're listening to us, you guys had more draft picks than wins. I think you doubled the number of draft picks over the number of wins you had last year. And if I keep eating, I'm going to have more chins than wins, looking at myself here over on this platform. So I got about 7 chins here, Bri. I got to cut the carbs out, man. But Florida had, Bri, 7 picks in the draft. Does that surprise you, Bri?
William Napier can coach. I'd be pumped if I'm JMU right now.
They traded a guy. They traded, first of all, the greatest coach alive, the guy at Indiana. Until somebody takes his belt, he's the greatest coach alive. I know he's obnoxious, but you know what he is? He's Italian, which means he's got a leg up. He's kind of like Mike Vrabel or Diana Rossini. He's a leg up on the competition. Bino, does it surprise you that Florida had 7 picks in the draft, man? Isn't that wild?
I mean, based on what you saw from them on the field, yes. Based on their history and the amount of good football players in that state, I guess no. But
here's one for you, and I don't know if our boy Rodney's in the mix and in the hunt yet. LSU spent all that money last year, and all that money want another victory buy or another NFL draft pick by. Because they've gone from one of the highest payrolls in the league, north of $30 million last year. Because Kelly went out and spent like a drunken sailor. See, it's like Saban said, though, just because you spend in the draft, you better get the right players or you're going to be SOL. That's exactly what happened to LSU last year. They were Kentucky basketball. And their coach was a horse's rear end. Bino, does it surprise you with all the money they spent, they only had 7 players taken in this draft?
Yes. Anytime LSU isn't up around 10, that's surprising.
Oklahoma guys had 7 players taken. That did not feel like an Oklahoma football team full of NFL talent to me, guys. What do y'all think?
No, it did not. So I guess that's somewhat surprising. I would have thought they would have been, 5 like us.
Defensively, they looked the part, though.
Good point,
That's
Brian.
true.
And a bunch of those
They
guys
look
were
great
defensive
defensively,
players.
but
yeah, and a bunch of those
and
guys.
I think they had a couple receivers taken.
Yeah. Here's what surprises me, guys. This guy at Missouri had 6 players taken, which puts him 7th in the league, which is pretty respectable for Missouri. Now, they spend NIL money there. We had one of our Arkansas sources on. Who was it, Bri? Was it who was it? Dudley Dawson told us that, in fact, somebody at Missouri had figured out a way to get into that Walton fortune, and that's who they were spending a lot of that Walmart money. They had shaken some of it away from Arkansas football because he who eats an apple through a picket fence has been pretty good at cultivating some of the big-time boosters there, including heirs to the Walton fortune. Bino, that surprises me. They had 6 players taken in the NFL draft, Little Missouri. What do you think?
Tony, you're going to have to repeat the question. I'm sorry. My
you
wife
went in and out. I think it's surprising that Missouri had 6 players taken in this draft. They don't strike me as a team producing NFL draft picks, but they had 6 players taken.
Yeah, I guess that's somewhat surprising, Tony. Although us kind of in what seems to be a down cycle or down year for NFL draft picks.
Yep.
That they're right around where we are, so that sounds about right to me. I would have thought they would have been 5 or under, though.
Guys, here's the biggest surprise of them all to me. Texas only had 6 players taken, Bino. Surprising or no?
Yeah, that is surprising, Tony. I think, again, I think a whole lot of this depends on how many draft eligible players do you have per class?
Yep.
And I would guess that varies widely throughout the league from year to year. I don't know that. That's just a guess on my part.
Yes.
But I would think that Texas would almost always have close, again, above 5.
They're projected next year, guys. What do you think the number is, Bri, for Texas? This is a great talking point to think about.
Probably total, I would say closer to 10.
12. Arch Manning is supposed to go at the top of the draft. More power to you if you're going to take him there. Colin Simmons, projected first rounder. He's an edge rusher. He's a great player. The Gooseby kid, who's an offensive tackle, is a great player. He's projected to go somewhere in the first round. Wide receiver Cam Coleman, who's a transfer from Auburn. Again, these transfer guys showing up in the first round by way of Auburn, just an elite player. I love Cam Coleman. Projected first rounder. The Biles kid, the linebacker, is projected to be somewhere between a first and a second rounder. Ryan Wingo, projected somewhere, he's another wide receiver, projected to be somewhere between a second and third rounder. Another offensive lineman, Melvin Siani, projected second or third rounder. Jelani McDonald, projected third or fourth rounder. Defensive tackle Hero Kanu, he's a late round pick along with Brad Spence and Bo Masco. They're all projected late round picks, but that's 11 guys. So it's going to come out in the wash next year. You know, that's Sports Goat said, Tony, you just explained why the portal isn't the answer in football. Hey, Sports Goat, whatever you say, bro, whatever you say, the answer is not the portal. Just keep being flaccid in the portal and getting run over. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, dude. Just keep sitting on the sidelines and watching everybody else stock their cupboard. I don't know what to tell you. More power to you, bro. More power to you. On the other side, and we want to hear from you at 865-200-5402. We have 2 to play. We're going to switch to football now. Are there any other surprises that you guys would care to get into? Tennessee had 5, Auburn had 5, Arkansas had 4, Kentucky 4, South Carolina 4, Mississippi State 2, Ole Miss 2, Vandy 1. Bino, bigger surprise, Ole Miss making the playoffs with two draft picks, or Texas only having 6, or Florida having 7. What's the biggest surprise of the first round, SEC-wise, to you, of the numbers?
I'll say Ole Miss making the playoffs with only 2.
I agree with that. Especially how portal heavy and turnkey Lane Kiffin is. Because that whole entire football team was built through the transfer portal. But it didn't come out in the NFL wash, so maybe that doesn't matter. Maybe when you live in the portal, it doesn't matter what you do, because as long as you flash the cash, although now that Lane Kiffin's gone and he's at LSU, look, I still think eventually you got to turn out some first-round picks. But that is pretty odd. The SEC had 87 total selections. Previous record was 79, also set by the league. The SEC had 7 first-round selections, which paced it. Did we say second or third, Bino, on Friday? Do you remember in first-round picks?
It was. I think it was tied for. It was either tied. I think it was tied for second, but I'm not sure of that.
Yep.
I think it was Big Ten, SEC, and then the Big 12 and the ACC tied for third. But I'm not certain of that, Tony.
SEC had 87, followed by the Big 10, which had 68. ACC, Big 12, 38 each. So when you compare 38 to 87, those other 2 leagues, it's not even close. But the thing about the Southeastern Conference, and we see this, is that the depth on these rosters is pretty incredible. But the high-end guys are now, like Bino said, in the arms race, matriculating to the Big Ten. We have to recognize that. So it's very interesting. So both leagues, I guess, guys, both leagues get to put out press releases on their websites and get to brag, right? The Big Ten gets to brag. They had the first pick. They had the national championships, and the SEC gets to say, hey, hold the phone here. We had 87 total selections, which broke our previous record of 79. And that other league that you guys want to compare us to only had 68, Bino. The SEC flexed in days 2 and 3 and had 21 more selections and trailed them by 4. So really 25 more selections over the final 2 days. That's incredible, Bino.
Yeah, I mean, still, it is an incredible number. But I think that you would rather brag on national championships and first-round picks.
Who's right?
I gave you something to brag about.
Who's right, Bino or the SEC. The SEC is bragging on their total number of picks. On the other side, Tennessee baseball, it's all in how you look at it. And Heflin did this to me after they got beat 2 out of 3 after the sweep. They went to Mississippi State and got sweep. And then he sat in here and said, in our last 6 games, we're 4-2. And I was sitting across from him going, man, I want to slap you. But he was right. Because in baseball, truly, you're not painting pictures, you're writing numbers. You can miss with a pitch, and if a guy fails to hit your mistake, it goes as an out. Or a strikeout, or however you want to say it, or a foul ball. And so I think that is a very interesting thing to pause on, because here's the thing. Do the math, Bri. 3-game sweep, lose 2 out of 3, and then win 2 out of 3. What's the number, Brian, the last 9 games? What's the number, Bri?
I think at least they could win 5 of the 9.
Bri, you're not. No. Let's do the math on what they've just done. They got a 3-game
their
sweep.
last 9. They're 6-3.
That's incredible to me. Bino, does it feel like that baseball team's 6-3 in their last 9?
No. It's
incredible.
It doesn't.
So here's the thing. The Vols have cracked the top 25. When we come back, we're going to focus on the Vols. And by the way, I want to call your attention to something tonight. Now, I'll be locked into my Flyers. But, Bri, the Lady Vols and Alabama play a rubber match tonight. And what's happened to our buddy Carlin Pickens, Bri? She's struggling.
The last 2 starts she's had have not been good.
She is struggling, man.
They have not been good. That's a concern. After the no-hitter at Kentucky, her last 2 starts, yikes.
Briny boy?
She couldn't even.
No, she's not competitive.
Radford even got their bats on the ball against her.
She turned off. 865.
I think she struck out 1 in 5 batters against them.
865-200-5402. Bring that bad boy over here. Let's make it our friend. Now we got our Twitchies, our Twitchiots. We got our Twitchiots and our Twitiots and our StreamYard morons. The people playing in the StreamYard over on YouTube. We're going to talk about the baseball team. They cracked the top 25. The question is, are they? Does this team have a higher gear? Are we, living Vol fan, going to see the higher gear from this baseball team? Are we going to see the higher gear? We continue with more. Will the real baseball Vols, and I want to talk this out with Bino and Bri, because Willie D and myself were sitting in here late Friday night, and we were like punch drunk. He went for like 90 minutes on Garza Law extra innings. We were just laughing and celebrating the moment, because he said, look, this is our 2nd series win over somebody. And our 1st series win at home over somebody not named Missouri. You got to enjoy them. Baseball's such a humbling sport. How about that Alabama bunch? Well, we'll talk about it. In Game 3, Matt Diskin texted us. He said it looked like a kid pitch. First year of kid pitch. After Tennessee did that Friday night, Tennessee couldn't. Would they hit like 5 out of 6 batters, Brian, 1 inning? Some crazy thing like that?
Yeah, they had 10 walks and 6 hit batters, I think.
And by the way, I want to shout out the Vandy Joe and all the Vanderbilt fans, because I don't do my imitation of the Vandy Whistler. That poor guy's breathing through a straw right now. The Vandy Whistler. You ever think, guys, we would see a day where Vanderbilt and LSU would, let me do my LSU imitation. They suck out loud, Bino.
They should be on a 12-game losing streak. And I think their losing streak as it is the longest they've ever had in conference play, ever.
Somebody said, well,
good.
Exactly. Just like the Phillies, keep losing. I'm sick of that core. I want them broken up by the All-Star break. I'm sick and tired of looking at them. I'm sick and tired of looking at Kyle Schwarber. I'm tired of this guy on shortstop. I'm tired of these people. I'm tired of that catcher they brought back. How about getting some youth in your – how about drafting a few people that can play, damn it? How about that concept? I'm sick of them. I cheered for the Braves this weekend, okay? Jack Fritz. What do you got to say about that? And I'm cheering for Tony Vols. I just texted Tony Vols. I said, put the Phillies out of their misery, Tony Vols. He said, I'm surprised. I said, what are you surprised about, man? I said, blood's thicker than water. I said, we're like blood, man. So I continue with more on the other side right after this. Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires, just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776. Or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Van Run Radio, where Big Orange Country comes to talk sports. Start your morning off with your daily dose of talk sports with John Reed and Cody McClure from 8 to 11. Then it's Tony Basilio from 11 to 1. The Playbook with William Pattison from 1 to 3. And The Drive from 3 to 6. It's 10 hours of hard-hitting local sports radio every day.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Gotta love this time of the year. Hoops here, home runs over there, and you've got to get your Tennessee on. And there's only one place, the best place to shop for your officially licensed Tennessee volunteer gear, Alumni Hall. Hands down, the best store for Vol fans. They've got the latest and greatest apparel for the entire family. Hats, man cave items, decor, and more. Get your Vols grill cover, a plate for your burgers, and of course, that chef's apron for all that outdoor grilling this spring. And accrue those rewards and watch your balance grow online or on the app. We'll see you at Alumni Hall and alumnihall.com and G to the B to the O, Alumni Hall.
Nothing reminds you of how much you rely on your air conditioner like the first really hot day in East Tennessee. Schedule Pipe Wrench Home Services' $79 seasonal tune-up now before the heat sets in. Our certified technicians inspect, clean, and fine-tune your HVAC system to help it run efficiently and reliably while reducing the risk of breakdowns when you need it most. And while we're there, we can also recommend ways to improve your indoor air quality for cleaner, healthier air throughout your home. For more than 20 years, homeowners across Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and surrounding communities have trusted Pipe Wrench Home Services for dependable comfort. And with their same-day service guarantee, you won't be left waiting when comfort matters most. Schedule your $79 seasonal tune-up today at pipewrench.com. Same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free. Offer valid on standard systems only. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to biz.
Fire up. TB, back with you. Bino's got a comment.
Yeah, Tony, our last segment showed you just what sports will do to you, what your teams will do to you.
Yep.
So right now, here's the position that from what you said, I find you in. You want Tennessee football to get in the portal, and you want the Phillies to get out. And that's what it does to you.
Amen to that, brother. And you know what? I reserve the right to be inconsistent across teams because
oh yeah,
you know
it's not the same deal.
Oh well, the thing about Major League Baseball with those guaranteed deals is, Bino, when you sign these guys, it's fun on the front end when you're riding the ride. But when that thing comes crashing down, when you have those old players on those bad deals, and then you turn around in the offseason and you get sentimental and you pay Aaron Nola, you should never pay Aaron Nola money in the offseason. Ever, 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 ever. I know he's homegrown. I know he's, a good dude, and he's this and he's that. He's a nice-looking guy, and the women love him, and this, that, and the other. What I just do to this thing. And the women love him and everything else. But you should never, ever pay a guy like that. Like ever, ever. But that's what you do. That's what bad. That's
you're preaching to the choir.
Yeah, that's what bad organizations do.
I'm a Yankee fan. I've seen a whole bunch of bad long-term.
Yeah.
Big money contracts.
Well, this Dombrowski guy, who I call Dombrowski, D-U-M-B, Art Borowski, he has a history of taking an organization, gutting its farm system, trading them off for players, lives in the now, and then when he leaves, he's lit the village on fire. And that's who he is. And the Phillies are about to go through it, and they choked in the playoffs, so it is what it is. Moving along, but Bino, that's a good point you make. Before we talk, well, let's get into the baseball. People are asking about Juke Harris. Look, here's the thing about Juke Harris. I've written this a million times in the blog. I don't know how else to say this or in the same. People said, well, Trilly's saying he's going to go to Michigan. Listen, that's kind of what Tennessee wants. They want people saying he's going to go to Michigan. If he plays college basketball, and I think he's going to play here. That's their belief. It's my belief. Until it's not their belief, it's going to stay my belief. Because if you've been following us through the portal, as long as they believe something, they've pretty much hit on everything so far. Now I'm going to trust them on this one. I believe, like they believe, that if he plays college basketball, he's coming here. So, and all this noise is kind of by design, to be honest with you. They want the noise. They like hearing other programs are sort of wasting their time with him because that's what they're doing. That's their belief. That could backfire on them. But I believe Juke Harris is in the barn, has been in the barn. I believe it's 100% done. I believe it's been done. I've been telling you that on the air. I have not wavered from that. I have not pretended to waver from that. I've not even hinted that he's going anywhere else. I told you on that Friday when he visited Michigan that they had a little trick up their sleeve. And one day we'll explain it, but not now. So here's the deal. Here's the deal, ladies and germs, children of all ages. As we talk about basketball, our information's been pretty good. I told you at the outset of the portal, and Luke Jackson reports the following. And good on him for doing the math, because this is a great number, Luke. Over on Twitter. Luke Jackson says the following. Not to be confused with Juke, but Luke. So look, Juke Harris is coming, okay? He's just coming. Unless he goes to the NBA, which I don't think is going to happen. So we can all just kind of relax, okay? I'm just telling you right now that they believe he's coming. I believe he's coming. I told you they were going to swing on the point guard one. They swung. They swung hard. What's interesting now is they still have a bag to play with. They still have money. They got the kid from Kennesaw State the other day, but they still have a couple spots. Juke Harris is going to take one of them. I'm going to tell you who they're going to hold that other one for, Bino, and you're going to tell me this is a very wise thing they're going to do. They're going to wait and see what happens with this court ruling, I believe, and they're going to try and pull Akpara back in the boat. And if they do that, they're going to have a hell of a college basketball team next season, Nega Dave. They will irrefutably have an excellent basketball team. But at the outset, we told you Rick Barnes was going to get more shooters, going to get more offensive, going to get more dangerous from the outside. This is Luke Jackson's work, not mine, but I don't want to take credit for it, but I will say these numbers don't even count Juke Harris, who I believe is already in the barn. I've been telling you, I think he's already in the barn. So those of you that are statistically oriented, fire away on this. Here we go. Luke Jackson says the following. Tennessee 6 outgoing transfers averaged 31.8 points per game last season and made a combined 52 three balls, Beanstar. We lost a combined 52 three balls out of that transfer class. Beanstar, guess how many the 6 incoming transfers, so we're trading 6 players for 6, okay? Guess how many three balls, 52, and guess how many we're adding. We lost 52. Just take a guess at it, Beanstar, how many we've added.
Well, Tony, it will be a guess, although I've seen this. My
brain
reading comprehension and my memory
makes
right.
It. I know to call it.
Guess.
Yeah, Brian knows the number. Brian has it in his brain.
I'm going to say it's 80. I think it's 80 something.
280.
280.
So they've traded. So you were close. You read like Berkey.
Yeah, that's within a couple of hundred.
You read like Berkey. I read like Mike Monaco. That's why Berkey needs a guy like Mike. By the way, this Mike Monaco guy, who I've got a crush on, he's in the he's up in Montreal last night calling a game where the Canadians have a 2-0 lead going into the third period. They haven't done anything in hockey in forever. Those people up there love it. It's their birthright. They're starved for it. But they're like Alabama in the NIL era. They added all these teams to the NHL, and they can't get a whiff these days. But here they are. They're about to take a 3-1 lead on the mighty Tampa, who's been at the top of the conference all year and a great team. And they blew a 2-0 lead. End of the second period, 3 unanswered goals from Tampa. It was total, 4 unanswered because they scored a shorthand. Total torture. And Monaco was so good. So good. All right, I digress. 52 three balls, guys. 52 three balls to 283 balls. Those numbers don't even include Juki. Brian, what do you think? How many three balls do you think Juki made last year? What do you think the number is? Let's look it up.
I think probably between 50 and 100.
Let's look it up here. Bino, is that any good? That's like an absurd stat. Yes or no, Beanstar? I'm going to take it that Luke Jackson's got a right number there. He seems like a trustworthy gentleman.
That sounds like something that Richard G. would put out there.
Yes. Yes.
That I would buy hook, line, and sinker.
So he made Juke Harris made 3-pointers this season. Let me look it up. Anybody have that number? Anybody over on the YouTube or anywhere else have that number for me? Juke Harris made 3-pointers 25, 2025, 2026. Because he can shoot the 3-ball. So let's see here. All right, let's see what my number is here, Bino. Fire me up. He made 87 3-balls. So add
Brian
80. What did Brian say?
Well, Brian, I think Brian said between 50 and 100, but.
So add 87, Brian, to 280. What do you have? Now, here's the thing about Brian that I love.
You have like 360 something.
Brian
367.
Brian has a human supercomputer mind, but he can't do math. It's my favorite thing about Brian. And nobody's perfect. But he's not a mathematizer. And you would think that somebody
I'm with Brian.
Do what?
I'm with Brian. I'm like Beavis and Butthead. I hate numbers. There's just too many of them.
Excuse me. Don't ever equate your sieve to Brian's steel trap.
I meant in that vein.
I meant
when it came to numbers.
I meant
and math. I'm with you.
I meant in that vein, you clown. All right, so you are a punk and you are a clown. So what's the number now, Bri, of 3-balls?
367.
Go! And what was the number, Bri, last year?
50-something.
And Dave wants to sit there, and some of you want to sit there and whine. I know what you're going to say next. We can't guard anybody. Now, I want to ask you guys, okay? Which is it? We can't. I'm trying to get in the spot here. We can't guard anybody. Bino, what would you rather watch? A team that can shoot and score and entertain me, or a team that plays that damn Rick Barnes basketball that annoys the hell out of me, where nobody can shoot? What would you rather watch, Bino?
I'm always an offense first guy.
No offense to Rick Barnes. Love you. Love your show, Coach. Love your show. So glad we're going to get some offensive basketball this year. And I love you. I'm for you, not against you. You're HOF, first ballot. But if I'm left to my druthers, I'd rather see teams that can score. I want to sco the ball. And it's James Daniel. And James Daniel, you fired me up, focused me, and prepared me, my friend. And I love me some James Daniel IV. He and I have gone back and forth. I blocked him. He's blocked me. I've cussed him. He's cussed me. But he and I stand together on this. Here's the good news from a ball knower, Bean. Are you ready? This team on paper looks like either a Pearl team or the Grant Admiral team. Be very exciting. Not sure if they're well-rounded enough. I think this team will be worse than the last few teams, Daniel says. I don't know if I buy his final conclusion there, but I do think this thing will look like that Grand Admiral team. And I'm just going to tell you this right now. That's the most fun I've had watching Tennessee basketball in a long time. I'm willing to sacrifice some defense to put the ball in the hole and be more fun to watch. And I'm also willing to say that in the last 8 years since the sport has evolved, the teams that can put the ball in the hole now, James, are the teams that win in March. Unless I'm mistaken. Even Houston joined the offensive party, James, I'd have to say. Wouldn't you? What do you think, Bino? Where are you on that? I want to put the ball in the hole, Bean.
I've always wanted us to be a better shooting team, Tony. Now, I mean, whether this equals another Elite Eight or further advancement, I don't know. Obviously, over the last couple of years, we've shown that defense and rebounding with one true scorer has taken us a long way in the tournament. So that will be really interesting to see. But from a watchability standpoint, I'd rather see a team that can shoot the basketball.
James said last year all the top 10 defensive teams made the Sweet 16. That's fine, James. Hey, there's nothing telling you this team can't defend. They're going to be a Rick Barnes basketball team. That's the other thing. He's an excellent defensive teacher. And they will have a way to compensate for guys. Now, it would be really great, James, you and I would agree. In my perfect world, they're going to get Juke. And then this ruling happens at some point and they add Akpara. If I were them, I'd be willing to gamble and tell Akpara, I'll give you $1.5 million if you just hang out for a year. I don't know if you can do that. And maybe I'm speaking out of turn here, but that's what I would do. If I had the crazy boosters we had, I'd say, hey, Felix, here's $1.5 million. Sit there. As soon as that ruling goes through, you're our guy. But I'm pumped for this thing. I want to see it. I'm excited about it. I like this new change of pace. And that's where I am. James said if Barnes can make this roster a top 10 defensive team, they don't need to be. They need to be about top 30, James, and you know that. Don't twist numbers, especially when you can shoot the ball the way they can. I mean, if you can score like Alabama, you don't have to play at the top of the deal defensively. Just go out there and score. Outscore people. Overwhelm people. All right, let's switch to a new topic. 865-200-5402. Personally, I'm sick and tired of looking at my team can't shoot the basketball in college ball. I like being able to score from multiple positions. I like the concept of having multiple guys who can shoot the three from multiple places. And I don't think they're going to be a sieve on defense either. I think they'll be fine. Barnes is going to be just fine. 865-200-5402. Top 25, college top 25. UCLA, number 1. North Carolina, Dave Nathan, number 2. Texas, number 3. Georgia Tech, 4. The Beavers are 5. Auburn is number 6. Georgia, 7. A&M, 8. Mississippi Mistake is 10. Oklahoma, Brian, who the Vols see to close the season, sitting there at 12. And, Brian, you go down the list. The Vols are 24, and that Alabama bunch that we saw is 25. Now, Bino, let me ask you something. Did that Alabama team that came into the week like number 13, okay? Did they look like the 25th best team in the league? That third game they played against us?
Tony, I'd hate to watch that team defend all year long.
Oh.
You talk about a team that, a senior softball tournament broke out for them most of the weekend defensively.
Thank you. I mean, they've got a shortstop who is an incredible baseball player. Incredible. The high end that this guy has, you can just see it. He literally has like 19 errors right now, Bino. When he throws it from that position, he has no idea where the ball's going. No idea. Poor guy.
He's about to become an outfielder, Tony. Next level.
Hell of an athlete.
Unless he just does a Derek Jeter turnaround, who had a horrendous defensive year, his first year in the minor leagues, and then became a really good defensive player. Unless he has that kind of turnaround, he's headed the outfield.
Speaking of their outfield, the center fielder may have made one of the worst attempts to catch a fly ball that I've ever seen.
Oh, Brian, they look like Bad News Bears. I thought they were come out after one of those innings with the Chico Bell Bonds uniforms on. Hey, the Vols needed it. We deserve a break today. One of the old fast food slogans from back in the day. We deserve a break today, man.
Regardless of their defense, Tennessee swung the bat really, really well on Friday. Really well. And that was the most encouraging thing I saw, especially Blaine Brown. I just think we have to have him playing at a high level to be a good baseball team. And he, even though he was only 1 for 5 on Thursday, you could tell the at-bats were better. He was swinging at strikes. He was spitting on balls, and he was making really solid contact. And it came to fruition on Friday. That's the Blaine Brown we need.
We're going to come back on the other side. 865-200-5402. I want to hear from you. We only have another hour to play. We're all jumping off here. We're jumping off when William Pattison jumps on today. We come back. We get your phone calls in. Lock and load on a Monday. We've set the table. Is this Tennessee baseball team, which is back in the top 25, back to stay? Or are they going to go to the House of Horrors up there, the concrete jungle, as I like to call it? That place is the skate park in Lexington. Will there be half pipes and tricks and maneuvers? Will they have like the Collegiate X Games? Will they be performed down there, down the right field line, Bino? That is the most hideous looking baseball stadium maybe ever. As we continue with more on the other side after this.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
It's the hottest post-game show on the planet. Garza Law. Fifth quarter fan reaction. Fan reaction. As soon as the final gun sounds, we're live.
Big news, Basilio family. Get ready, because the 2026 Knoxville real estate market is officially shifting into high gear. All signs are pointing toward a record-breaking year, and the energy across East Tennessee is absolutely electric right now. Whether you've been dreaming of finding that next home, looking to capitalize on your current equity, or ready to dive into the investment world, the timing has never been better. Having a game plan is the key to winning in this fast-paced market, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, Jennifer Morris, at 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Got a plumbing or HVAC problem at home? Whether it's an AC that won't cool, a furnace acting up, a clogged drain, or a water heater problem, Pipe Wrench Home Services is ready to help. Right now, when you schedule any HVAC or plumbing repair, your service fee is waived with the completed repair. That means expert help fast without the extra cost just to show up. Our certified technicians will quickly diagnose the issue and provide reliable solutions to make your home comfortable again. And with our same-day service guarantee, you won't be left waiting when help matters most. For more than 20 years, homeowners across Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and surrounding communities have trusted Pipe Wrench Home Services for dependable comfort. Schedule your repair today at pipewrench.com. Same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free. Service fee waived with completed HVAC or plumbing repair. Restrictions apply. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm gonna hop online and I'm gonna get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
When a dangerous, overgrown, or storm-damaged tree is threatening your home, your car, or your family, don't risk it. Call ECR Total Landscapes, your local tree cutting experts. From precision tree removal and trimming to emergency storm cleanup, ECR Total Landscapes has the equipment and the experience to get the job done safely and efficiently. Call today to set up your free estimate, 865-384-2012, or just go online to ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Josh Collins at Collins Insurance Agency. At Collins Insurance, we strive to ensure our customers receive better coverage along with bigger savings. Our community is important to us. We want to provide exceptional service to our customers. Anybody can provide great rates, great coverage, but can you also get great service? And hey, don't just take my word for it.
What's up, everybody? Zakai Ziegler here. My family turns to Collins Insurance Agency for the best service, coverage, and price.
So don't just go online and get some random insurance. Experience the Collins Insurance difference.
Like he said, experience the Collins Insurance difference. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. And hey, their Mama's Easy approved. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. Thank you to Josh Collins and ZZ.
One more thing, Tony. Go Vols.
Achillio here, and my friends at Carnes Motor Company started with a dream over a quarter century ago. I met Rob and Brian back when I still had hair, and they were working at a huge dealership in West Knoxville. But they told me back then they wanted to sell cars on their terms, and I wanted to do radio on my terms. Their terms, just like my terms, are ultimately your terms. In both cases, you're the winner. A Car Guru's National Award winner with a 5-star rating on all sites, just like our Vols. Everything about buying a car from Carnes Motor Company is no hassle. They specialize in high-quality pre-owned vehicles between the $5,000 to $25,000 range. And if you need to sell a car, they'll either buy your car or they'll help you sell it. Carnes Motor Company also has a top-notch service department. Therefore, every vehicle is rigorously inspected and serviced prior to delivery. So you're guaranteed to get a quality pre-owned vehicle every time. If you need a place for service, they've got you covered. Come be a part of the Carnes Motor Company family and tell them you heard about it from me. Online at carnesmotor.com, Oak Ridge Highway, 1 mile past the Carnes light. Carnes Motor Company. It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to B.
T to the B. Back with you on what we think is an incredible Monday. We're pretty fired up, folks, prepared here. Our Lady Vols in softball have an important, pivotal third game tonight, a top 10 matchup. What time's that game underway, Bri? 7 Eastern, is that right? You got 7 Eastern on that, Bri? Next to your name? I'm going to say 7 Eastern. Is that right, Bri? 7 Eastern tonight for the Lady Vols? Where are we on that? All right, let's go back to the phones at 865.
Did you lose audio?
Yeah, you guys lost audio. Let me try this again. 865-200-5402. This is the kind of stuff I got to put up with, Got guys losing audio. Got kids over there with yuck on their face wanting me to, reach out and kiss them. All right, Bri, you back with me?
I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, I hear you.
Time's tonight's Lady Vol game start, Bri?
It's a 7:00 start on the SEC network.
Thank you very little. Who do you like tonight, Brian, that game, based on the way this series has gone?
It could go either way.
Woo!
It could go either way. I think Aaron Newer probably starts.
Yep.
And we'll see if Pickens is available for some relief appearances. But the Sage yesterday was fantastic. She did what Tegan Coons did for the baseball team in that second game after losing the first.
Yep.
Went a complete game. Only allowed one hit.
Yeah, you need a starter to go out there and shove sometimes, man.
And she did that.
Yeah.
Hopefully that keys them to a key Game 3 win.
Coon saved our season, maybe. We'll look back on that. Let's go back to the phones. Anything else you guys would care to add before the callers come first the rest of the hour?
I just want to throw a bouquet out there to the great Matt Dixon. Tony, I spoke with him as I was leaving Calhoun's on Friday.
Total good.
Asked him about the doubleheader to come up.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, this very well could be a reversal of what we saw in the series against Texas A&M last year. And he proved to be pretty prophetic with that because those two series were very, very much alike.
Matt Dixon, if I was naming a record after you or an LP or whatever we call them these days, I'd say manifest. Matt Dixon manifested that. Manifest. Good call, Bino. Thank you. And I remember him saying that, and I remember looking at him and going, God, that's magical thinking. And his dad said, yeah, tell me about it. Me and Jack weren't going for that, were we, Beanstar?
You and Jack were out on that.
Yes. We looked at Matt like, what is wrong? And that Coons kid went right out there and shoved. And basically saved their season. Because if they would have had to go to that bullpen early in that game, that series would have been sayonara sukiyaki. Baseball's a crazy sport. So we got the football draft. We've got Juki Baby, who I think's in the house, but Tennessee likes that. I'm telling you, they like this. They like that other teams think they're still alive. That's fun. We're just having fun. And let's see if we're right here. And then what's the other one? What's the other one that we were discussing? Oh, this whole baseball situation. So I'm being told by young Jude that I'm being too hard on their baseball stadium there. I think they ought to put a half pipe out in right or left field for the weekend. Make it more fan friendly. Hello and welcome into our first phone call. As callers, we'll come first the rest of the show, as they always do. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Derby week, Jeff.
Callers always come first, Bri. See, that's what you get for, and that guy hung on for an hour to say that. Hello and welcome.
I missed it. What was the one line? What was his?
It was get some work, Cattleman. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
What do you say, Uncle Tony?
Hey, how you doing, brother?
What do you say, Cousin Beanstar?
How we doing today?
This is Big Rod in Clarksville.
Hey, Rod.
I know who this was.
Well, Tony B, it looks like we're going to have our AAU basketball team come on.
For it or against it? What are you right now?
Definitely for it. I mean, it looks like our team is probably going to shoot about 50% from the three as a team.
Yeah.
It's over, boo. It's over. It's over. You get Rick Barnes out there teaching them boys defense.
No.
They already got the offense in their back pocket.
Yeah.
It's over, boys. We coming.
I'm not going to pronounce that a Rick Barnes team can't play defense once he gets their hands on them all off season till I see it. I don't think you can speak that into existence. Bino, your thoughts?
No, I think that they will defend at as high level as the group is capable of defending. I guess if I have a worry, it's will they shoot the three ball here after defending on the other end as well as they did at their last stop.
Very good point, Bino, but they should be able to do that. I mean, these boys are, this ain't 7th and 8th graders. These boys are grown men now, and they know what they're doing. So,
yeah, the great thing is, Rod, we have more options, and that's the deal. In the past, exactly. I don't think we've had enough shooting options, and this team appears like we're going to have that.
Especially if we get our power back with the blocking, it's going to be murder. It's going to be a very, very great basketball season for Rick Barnes, and I'm so glad that our prayers have finally become answered. I'm just tickled to death, and I hope the softball team go ahead and close it out tonight, of course. And
it's a great sport. It's a great sport, man. Those gals, Tennessee's. Was it Alabama shortstop made an incredible play on a ground ball, Bri? Did you see that stop where they caught a runner between second and third? She made they backpicked her because she got caught in no man's land.
That was that much to get caught like that.
Incredible stop. I mean, those girls can field it. They can hit it. The pitchers can bring it. But Bino said he wants to, if Karen Weekly's listen, Bino wants to have some sort of deal where he gets to face a couple of those pitchers for charity.
If you're listening, that is not true.
We put it online, Rod. How do you think Bino would fare against one of those balls, the release point, where they say it gets on you like a 99 to 103 mile an hour fastball rising at you?
I don't throw it in there with a 6 to 10 hump on it. I don't want any part.
Interesting.
I'm not going to say nothing bad about my boy cousin Bino.
Interesting.
Well, the last thing I get to say, Tony, is I thank God once again that our golf team, they definitely know how to lock in the last putt. Come on.
Come on, baby. Yeah. Women and men and women. Shout out to what was said, Bino, was Derby Week, JF.
Okay.
Let's go through these names and tell me who the best name is. We'll do that later. See, I'm in the process of going through the phone calls, and you about sidetracked me there, Bean Star. Not cool.
That's what I do.
I really have a tendency to take my eyes off the prize. Maybe at some point, Lady Vols get that series win. Maybe Titans Bill will not call in, but if they lose, Bino, maybe Titans Bill will call in.
He was ready to do the choke sign, but they had a good game last night. They had the shutout, so he's got to put that on hold for a day.
Back to the phone.
He's waiting though.
Oh, he's laying in wait.
He's waiting. He's locked and loaded just in case.
You talk about a one-trick simpleton. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Happy Beat Day, gentlemen.
Hey, Polo.
It's the Polish one.
Hey, guys. Hey, Brian. How's everyone doing?
Great, man. Good to hear your voice.
Good, Polly.
Guys, as I was sitting on hold, Tony, I was thinking about that one commercial that always would crack me up. And I don't know, the words aren't right, I don't think, but it was something like, it's squishy man, it's squishy man, it's squishy man. What one was that?
That was Poncho's, where I would go, escuche me, oye me,
That was the Mexican restaurant.
Yep, pretty politically incorrect. Me babbling a bunch of Espanol randomly, but the sushi spot commercial, may it R.I.P. Shane and Robin, was a great ad.
I think I brought Brady with the B and met you and Bino one day there before and after the show.
Wow. So that's some great trivia from back in the day.
Oh man, I just had to bring that up. That's funny. That was classic, man. I wish I could still get those archives. But here we go here. This show is always the only show that people can go to get it raw and real, right? And Hyundai.
Here it comes, Bino.
And I got just only two. I got two little grievances with that if we're going to keep doing that. One is we can't compare the University of Tennessee fans, athletic fans, to the Cubs fans. because the Cubs fans have sucked for 125 years, but they always sell out the dang games, Tony. It's the hardest ticket when they go on the road or home. Even when they're horrible, the Jim Fridays and all the horrendous Cubs teams that they've had. That is one, because you have to admit that before Vitello, there was 300 people in that stadium, and after Vitello, it looks like we're back to that.
Okay, what's the second point?
I think there's as many people in. It's just they're spread out now. They're not all on top of each other like they had to be before.
All I know is on our post-game show the other night, we had several thousand people. We went back and looked at it, and we had a huge crowd.
I do agree. Will always agree with that. That I don't know. Maybe it's Dr. Danny. It could be Dr. Danny.
Yep.
The second one is, if we're going to keep it raw and real, straight Hundy facts, we got to quit saying that Rick Barnes is a first ballot Hall of Famer, because there are 6 active college basketball coaches that are active. They're already in the Hall of Fame. So he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, or he'd already be in it.
No. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer according to me.
Oh, okay.
So that's in the eye of the beholder, my friend.
Okay,
so that's the point.
A Polish mistake then.
Well,
I thought I took it because I'm so
Polski Huski is allowed to make mistakes, as that woman.
Is there any way we could do that Polish translation real quick, and then I'll let it go because I haven't heard in a while.
Thank you, Paulie. Good call. No, we're not going to do that. 865-200-5402. But I will say it was a great bit at one time. And, he's a first ballot Hall of Fame to me. And that's all that counts. Like when I speak of somebody in HOF terms, he's first ballot Hall of Famer to me. As for our baseball fans, we're going to compare something that's existed for 100 plus years to something that existed for 7 years to grow roots. That's tough putt, Coach. That's tough putt. But we'll go back to the phones.
I'll say this, Tony. I asked several years ago when I was down in Atlanta.
Yep.
When the Yankees were there, and there were a ton of Yankee fans there, like there are most anywhere you go.
Yep.
To watch them play. And I asked some of the people down, I forget what, in the Battery, which visiting fans showed up in the biggest numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And most people told me it was Cub fans.
And I think you said it best. When you go to Wrigley Field, those people are more there to be seen than they are really watch a baseball game. That came out of your mouth, not mine. You said that.
Yeah.
You said Red Sox fans are real baseball fans. And yet that pained you to say that, but that was the most baseball-y atmosphere. And you said Cubs fans, that's a touristy crowd that they have.
That's the feel I got, Tony. Now, I didn't sit in the outfield, which I should have. I sat down kind of behind the dugout, and I got the one day I was there, and I shouldn't judge it on one day. But I got a more of a pre Bruce Pearl, Thompson Bowling Arena. I mean, I had an usher that asked me for my ticket see my ticket like 20 times.
I mean, what are we doing?
And I finally told her, ma'am, I've shown you my ticket 15 times. I'm not showing it to you again. Go get the police. And I just went on down to my seat. I was so sick of that.
I will say the couple times I've been to Wrigley, I guess 3. One night we sat behind a guy who was very funny. I think the guy spent $300 on their 50-50 raffle. Every time somebody came around, he kept buying. And he looked at a buddy of his who's a big White Sox fan. And he said, you know what? He said, I won the 50-50 on the South Side. He said, it paid me $75. He said, that's how small your crowd was. That was a good line.
I saw a game there too.
Yeah.
And I actually preferred it to Wrigley.
You know why, Bino? Because Eric B. and Rockham had an old rap tune about you, and it goes, I know you got soul. I know Bino's got soul. Hey, listen, Bino's not going to be all given into that North Side WGN Subway alumni thing that they developed. All you fake schlub fan. Nah, I love the Cubs. Very cool stadium. You know that stadium was built for the old Federal League. Wrigley Field was built for the old Federal League. I read a great book about the old Federal League that was a real challenger league to the American and National League back in the day. Fought for players about 100 or so years ago. But let's go to the phone. Let's go to the fans.
Wrigley Field is beautiful now. It is beautiful. And the atmosphere outside the stadium, in my opinion, is much better than inside.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this. We'll do a Tennessee tie-in here because everybody wants a Tennessee tie-in. We have an AD that's hell-bent on ripping down the Wrigley Field of garages. Bino, does that G10 parking garage not give you Wrigley Field vibes when you're there?
Tony, I'm the wrong one to ask. I don't know that I've ever even been in GT.
Huh?
I'm still parking at Tyson Park and walking up there.
When you step on the hallowed grounds of GT, and I understand that the project's been slowed. The NIL and the new changing landscape and the fact that really nobody wants it but Dr. Danny. This is, G10, somebody said, it's like Graceland. It's like Sun Studios. To those of you that are music fans, it's like on the Muscle Shoals or up to Electric Ladyland in New York or Hitsville in that basement where they used to mix them at Motown back in the day. I mean, as the living listener said, G10 could be one of the eighth wonders of the world, structurally and just in every way, shape, and form, and we're going to rip it down.
It's hard to get in and out of there on game day, though, if you park in it.
Go ahead, Brian.
No, it's just.
Go ahead, Bino.
It's really hard. It's kind of a zoo tailgating wise.
Oh. I don't think you understand what G10 means to so many people. Well, let's go back to the phones. You have anything you want to add to what Brownie Boy just said, Bino, or do you not have experience with it?
No, Tony, I don't. I know little or nothing about G10.
Well, I've got my pick for the Kentucky Derby. It's Wonder Dean. It's a wonder the Dean's still on the radio. Back to the
Mine
phones.
is Pritchard's 32.
Pritchard 32 in honor of the Pritchard.
Pritchard's
kid.
32. Yeah.
The kid that played at Kentucky, Pritchard. Further Ado also. I like Further Ado. Chief Wallaby's got to get in the mix and in the hunt as well. Reminds me of Wahoo McDaniel, Chief Jay Strombo, Billy White Wolf, any number of whose real name was Frank Hill, any number of fake Indians in wrestling back in the day. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Tony, it's Rusty. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Rusty, welcome in.
How's everybody doing?
Great, my brother. Welcome in.
Thanks, man. Hey, I brought up the Akpara thing and the 5-5. I guess it was Thursday. And I get this team may not be a top 5 defense nationally, but my gosh, if you have him with all the scoring and he gets to rotate with the kid from Chicago and a couple other guys, and he doesn't have to play but like 22 minutes. And his rim protection with the scoring on the other end, you're going to have a top 15 offense and a top 10 defense.
I mean, sing it, don't bring
Barnes isn't going to let those guys not play defense.
No.
He's not going to let Duke Harris not play D.
No, this narrative that all of a sudden, just because you got guys, Rusty, why just because you have guys that can play offense, they can't play defense? Where's that narrative come from? They're basketball players, Rusty.
Most of the time, guys that are really good athletes that can score, they can usually stay in front of their guy. Call me crazy. I mean,
it's called 1-2. It's called 1-2, right?
Yes, that's all. Rebounding and defense is, do I want to watch your waistline, your belly button, and put my eyes on it and stay in front of that? And put every ounce I got into it to stay in front of you when I'm guarding you. And then knowing my rotations whenever I get switched and the ball moves here, what do? And Barnes is going to teach that with every ounce of his beating. I mean, that Grant team, which let's be real, we played more with Grant at the center and Admiral at the 4 than Kyle Alexander at the center and Admiral at the 4. We did that more that year. We would go small pretty much 25 minutes a ball game. And they still were top 41 nationally with a 6'5" post center on the court. They found a way to play pretty good defense even with that team. You telling me with this group of athletes, possibly at Para, they won't be able to defend?
Come on now. This is feeling pretty special to me, man.
It could be. Now that's without Para, then there's a question. I mean, there's not a question, but it won't be near. I mean,
yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Akpara was, I think, our most important player in the tournament.
He was absolutely elite, man, is what he was.
Dude, when we put him back on the court with 11 minutes to go against Michigan, down 4 with 2 fouls, and because Dwayne Brown picked up his second, I lost my ever-loving mind. I was like, let Dwayne Brown stay in and get 5 fouls in the first half. Who cares? But do not let Akpara back out there to get his third. And he does, and they immediately go on an 18-0 run. Just live with it, with Brown fouling out in the first half. Oh, I was so daggone mad. But, hey, that game happened. It's over. We weren't beating him no matter what we did. But anyway, he was absolutely a stud in the tournament. And he was most of the year. We just didn't recognize it.
So elite,
we didn't see it. We didn't see enough.
But he was so elite.
I did want to clarify something I think I said last Monday to you, which was, if you add Juke, I don't really care if we go get a point guard. And some people were appalled by that because they thought I was saying that you don't need a point guard. And that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you have Duke Harris, you have 4 guys that can play point guard. Now, if your wings and your 2 guards, and even your 4-man, if he's a small 4, if all those guys are Chaz Lanier, and just catch and shoot guys that can't really take you to the rim, then yeah, you have to have a point guard that can create. But when you got a bunch of dudes that can all put it on the floor and get to the rim, point guard becomes less essential. That's what I was saying.
Well, and I argued with a couple people on over here on YouTube and acted like a freaking know-it-all. And Rusty, guess what? I think they're pretty content to go into this thing with the ball handlers they have, with the thought being the Harrelson guy did it at Notre Dame. Duke Harris wants to do it because it's one of the things he's being told. Hill is absolutely capable of doing it, and the kid at Cal did it last year. So it turns out those people that were giving me the business were right, and I will own being wrong on that. So,
yeah, I mean, like I said, I wanted a center first and foremost that can protect the rim out of the portal, not a point guard. When we were we got all the other guys and we're probably getting Harris, simply because I think what you just said is spot on, dead on the money. All those other guys are ball dominant guys. You don't really want to go. I mean, Gillespie would play with them, but they would want the ball in their hands. But Gillespie, actually, thinking on it, it would be really cool because he could go play off the ball as a shooter with those guys and not have to handle it near as much. But
thank you, my brother. Yeah, well,
man.
Here's the thing. Hey, Beanstar, last year I would have loved to have seen what could last season have looked like if one of those guards they brought in could have helped them at point guard. None of them could. The Berg kid couldn't do that. The kid with the headband couldn't do that. The point guard or the guard from Pittsburgh wasn't capable of doing that. The Henderson kid got hurt, and we weren't really, with his shoulder issue, we never really saw if he was truly capable of that. That would have been fun last year if they could have flicked Gillespie to the 2 and had competent point guard play.
Yeah, it would have, Tony, not only for more versatility for us, but I also believe that was part of our inability to close games, especially in the first half of the season.
Yeah.
Was just how many minutes Jacoby had to play before he got to that point.
But I will give a few of you that were saying, hey, they're content with what they have. You end up being right. Now, a couple things can be true. They were swinging for the fences with the kid from Vanderbilt, and he ends up staying. Or maybe he ends up going in the NBA draft. I'll tell you this. It's very curious. Vanderbilt's lack of action in the portal is very curious because it shows you how he was dragging his feet when they didn't have anything to sell. They didn't know whether he was staying or not. That's why their portal haul is paltry. That's what happened. I mean, you look back on it, and now they're in scramble mode. Kentucky's in scramble mode, and everybody's hoping now that court ruling happens. Kentucky, that could save their season if that court ruling happens because they'll have a lot of money to spend. They'll be able to go out there and get, a bunch of these fifth-year guys. It's like this Aberdeen guy who apparently is going back to Florida. People were looking at these guys 6 weeks ago and going, what are you doing? When really they had smart agents. That's what they were doing. They had smart agents who read the tea leaves and saw that, and Thrody was talking about that today. The NCAA commissioner wants this to happen, and he wants it to happen pretty quickly. Now, I don't know if it's going to happen because they can't put one foot in front of the other or walk and chew gum at the same time. However, you would think that with him wanting it to happen, the two power leagues are kind of like anything, Bino. It's almost like the gridlock we have in Washington. We can't agree on anything. Even if it makes sense, we can't agree on it because one conference doesn't want to give another one a win. Such a weird time we're living through right now. But they know this. If they just decide in September, we're going to do this, a few of these other guys that are disaffected are going to sue to get back in the boat. They know that. So why don't we just make it retroactive to the last class and take that off the board? That's what I hear from people. As I ask around on it, people at Tennessee think that one of the reasons why Baker's pulling his member schools in the direction of let's just make it retroactive to last year is it takes them out of lawsuits. And I think that's right. So let's go back to the phones. They believe it's going to happen in the next 5 weeks or so. We'll see what happens. I don't know. It's just what I'm hearing, but who knows? We're going to wake up one day, and that's going to be what they're going to pass, and who the heck knows? So I guess, let's see, 5, 6, mid-June maybe? Who knows? Some of these fiscal years, as someone's pointing out, I guess July is when a lot of fiscal years happens at Tennessee. We'll go back to our phones. Bino, what do you make of this Reynolds guy, our pitching coach? Then we go to the phones. Brian and I were talking about it during the break. You think he's renting or owning, Bino, at this point?
I don't know, Tony. I don't know. You know, I think anytime a guy takes over from someone that's been as successful as Frank's been, I guess it all depends on what kind of backing he has within the organization as far as what his stability is within it. You know, I think this staff's numbers are probably better than their performance. But yeah, I don't know, Tony. I don't know. I think a lot will depend on how this year finishes.
Yeah, I hear there's some unrest toward him because look, everybody, the thing about the sport of baseball, it's like a lot of sports. You always have to have something to blame. And fans want to see somebody blamed. Like, there's a thought that Rob Thompson's going to get fired today. I don't know if he does or not. But if you put a different manager and a different pitching coach for the Phillies, and you have the same players, and you have an aging payroll, I mean, what are you going to do? Squeeze blood from a stone? And look, I'm not a topper guy. I think the guy looks like Walter Matthau, and he coaches like he's in Bad News Bears with a 6-pack in his hand in the postseason. No offense to him, but he looks like Walter Matthau from Bad News Bears.
They
yes.
really have to do something about Max starting Friday night. They can't keep getting those.
Now
kind of
that's
starts
an
for him.
interesting
They're going to have to
thing.
consider
That's a throaty thing.
maybe moving Coons to the
Yes.
first game starter.
Throaty says, "Why you want to keep giving up, especially now that Appenzeller." Somebody asked Tony, "How many drinks are you currently drinking during the show?" I've got like I don't know, a couple 150 people watching us on YouTube alone, which is pretty substantial, and a couple thousand will see it. So here's what we're doing today. We've got Poland Spring Seltzer. I'm drinking raspberry and lemon. I've got some coffee in here in my Yeti that the great Marcos Garza gave me. Thank you, Marcos. I've got water here with a little bit of lemon in it. Plus, it's got a little mix of Gatorade in it. And then I've been drinking a grapefruit Fresca as well.
You need to diversify.
I'm sorry, peach citrus Fresca. I also like their grapefruit flavor, which is very good. So let's go to the phones. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different things I'm drinking at one time during the show. It keeps my taste buds from getting bored. Even my taste buds, Bino, have ADD. I mean, that's
I like you got a drinking problem than me, Tony.
We come back on the other side. I want to get as many people in here as humanly possible. We've got a bunch to play. More after this. You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land? Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contract. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting.
College football fans, Chris Fowler here with the play call. This season, go for Dose with ice-cold, refreshing Dos Equis. It's more than a single play. It's a mindset. Think of it as a 2-point conversion for real life. Taking the risk, making the bold move. Whenever we get the chance to go big, we take it. On the field and off, always go for Dose with Dos Equis.
Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis Lager Especial Beer. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Tony Basilio along with the great Mark Griffin. And we're here to talk about our friends at Performance Medicine. And Griff, their slogan, stay educated, stay healthy. That's you.
Wow. I really like to think that, Tony, and I'd like to give Dr. Rogers a lot of credit because I definitely want to stay educated and healthy, and knowing that he's putting the time and effort in to make sure of my care. I want to encourage your listeners to put the time to learn and become educated and get to know Dr. Rogers and see if it can help with your health as well.
And there's a really, really easy way to do that. In fact, they've got their own YouTube channel. You can see Dr. Rogers for himself with his staff staff. It's called The Performance Medicine Show over at the Performance Medicine channel over on YouTube. Also, more information at performancemedicine.net. To our friends in North Knoxville, a brand new location over in Fountain City, now accepting patients. So many ways to reach Dr. Rogers. And like they say, stay educated, stay healthy. Performance Medicine, online, performancemedicine.net.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Tony Basilio here, and I got the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance 2026. Chad, do you believe we've made it?
Boys and girls teams start off the new year at big national event showcases. We got our younger kids training indoors and doing a lot of things to get better. So we're excited about what the future holds.
Chad, I hear the juice behind you. I hear the kids. Your program reaches throughout East Tennessee. If folks want to get involved, what's the advice?
We're easy to get in touch with. We offer players at all ages, all levels, all experience. We have a program for all of our kids that we have, and we're excited for anyone to join us.
And even some Lady Vols as well. Several college players all over the country, yes?
Absolutely. We had a lot of girls that we were able to watch play in the NCAA tournament. A lot of our former players made big runs through the tournament. We're so excited for them.
Growing the beautiful game. In this, the year of the World Cup in North America, celebrate the beautiful game. Get your child involved. FCAllianceKnox.org. That's FCAllianceKnox.org. And Chad, thank you, man. Keep growing the beautiful game.
Absolutely, Tony, and thank you very much.
Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw. Available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good. Like our 2026 football Vols, score a T3 TD every time with T3 Vodka, Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. Right here, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Quality around here isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. And T3's filtered 10 times. 80 proof of vodka delivering a smoothness unmatched. This dedication to excellence has earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades like a 5-time gold medal award-winning vodka and your SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner as well. Whether you're sipping it neat, on the rocks, mixing your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka, your choice for a premium award-winning experience. Be like Maury Hanks. Score a T3 TD. Ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, and score a T3 TD all 2026 long. Tennessee's Premium Vodka, T3, Tennessee's Premium Vodka, distributed by Empire Distributors of Tennessee.
Big news, Basilio family. Get ready because the 2026 Knoxville real estate market is officially shifting into high gear. All signs are pointing toward a record-breaking year, and the energy across East Tennessee is absolutely electric right now. Whether you've been dreaming of finding that next home, looking to capitalize on your current equity, or ready to dive into the investment world, the timing has never been better. Having a game plan is the key to winning in this fast-paced market, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, Jennifer Morris, at 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Who's ready for some Smokies baseball? Catch all the action next week with your favorite promotions. Kicking off the week with Cinco de Mayo. Then all you can eat Wednesday, Knox Vegas Thirsty Thursday, and over the weekend, we've got Feel Good Friday. And do you like gum? Yes. Well, how about Big League Chew? Good, because Saturday it's Big League Chew night. Get ready to blow some bubbles, and we've got fireworks. We're closing out the week with our day game, and we're celebrating Mom. Next week's plans are set. Get your tickets now at smokiesbaseball.com.
It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to B.
Pumped to be back with you, 865-200-5402. Brian wants to alter Tennessee's pitching rotation, which is something we'll talk about with Matt Diskin tomorrow. And John Adams, who returns, presented by Jennifer Morris, Next Move, SmokyMountains.com. Had a couple people, emails from people bragging on her. I love when people shoot me emails bragging on our partners, because they are our partners. And when you support our partners, you support us. And Jennifer's wonderful people, even if she is a Braves fan. You can have everything in life, you know. 865-200-5402. Bino's got to depart in about 10. We'll stick around and do a little overtime, but not a lot, because I got a bunch of work stuff, man. I got a bunch of stuff piled up on me here all of a sudden. You know, I just love doing the show. In a perfect world, that's what I would do. Unfortunately, I own and operate my own business, and you're listening to it, and there's a lot that goes into this business here. So, but we'll go back to our phones and get as many people in here as humanly possible. And John Adams' absences has its own YouTube nomenclature now. Bino, these people are so creative and witty. I want to slap the hell out of many of them. Hi, welcome in. You're on the air.
Tony B.
And there's one of them that really deserves a good, just open-handed, old school, wrestling sort of, eardrum ringing, open-handed slap. Fabulous Fredulous from Wartburgulous. Wartburg, welcome in.
You know, Tony, speaking of old school wrestling, every time I watch you on YouTube and I see your head and forehead, I wondered if you look like Abdullah the Butcher if you were in the wrestling.
Well, if I took a razor blade,
a razor blade or the hard way,
woke up every day and just cut myself up, or got one of the Tennessee chisels from the Ron Wright estate and just went to work on myself. I'm morphing into a cross between, as I look at myself as I age here. First of all, I'm a very good looking man. If I can say so myself. Secondly, I've got a lot of sex appeal. I'm not going to lie. Thirdly, I look like a cross. I think the way this thing's going to end is I'm going to end up coming on the air in either an inversion table with my back, Freddie, or I'm going to end up upside down like Grandpa Munster in about 20 years. Because I will look like Grandpa Munster eventually if I stay at this long enough.
Oh.
Shout out Al Lewis.
It's funny. I mean, you were talking about Rick Springfield the other day, said he was really talented. He wasn't just a pretty face. That's you, Tony. You're really talented. You're not just a pretty face.
Well, you better love somebody. Little Rick Springfield there.
I heard Jesse's girl in the store the other day. That has to be the second best bid all time on Tony Basilio's show, behind Roger. Always Believe in Jimmy.
Great. I love giving Roger rides around town. I go, Roger, before you get in the car, who you believe? I go, me or Jimmy? He go, Jimmy. I wanted to hammer him. I told Bino one time, I said, I gotta make that kid walk home. But I'll give you a little Springfield trivia, okay? I've done everything for you as a great jam. Yes or no?
Great jam.
The great Sammy Hagar wrote that song.
Oh, wow.
Little piece of trivia for you there.
You know, Tony, one thing I miss about your show, and I know you can't do it because of YouTube, is your bumper music.
I know. Not allowed.
I mean,
I love my friends at YouTube. It's great. We're reaching thousands and thousands of people, but it comes at a price. We all in the creating community talk about how they'll claim any video. They will claim any video. There's two specific companies that love to claim stuff that has music on it, any kind of music.
I always love the three love songs in a row, and the 2 and 2, rest in peace, Chuck Woolery.
Do you hear what Brian just said? Listen.
I want to make a bumper request, man. This is TR.
Oh, the good old days, Tony. Speaking of the good old days,
yep.
You know, you were talking about eighth wonder of the world.
Yep.
You know, I've been to, several places, all
yep.
the Washington stuff, Grand Canyon, Mount Rushmore, Golden Gate Bridge.
Yep.
Saw Elvis and Stokely, Bernie and Ernie and Stokely. But the most hollow ground I've ever been on, that I always remember, it's been with me over 30 years, when I stepped into WQBB studios and met the man, the legend, the myth, the Italian Stallion.
I like to think when my radio career is over and I hang up the microphone, that becomes like a landmark.
I'll never forget that day.
They turn that thing into a historical landmark one day, Freddie. I like to think that. I could be wrong. But the impact we've had on East Tennessee, the impact we've had on this medium, the trailblazing effect we've had, I'd like to think that one day that rusty, dusty spot, the bottom of that building, I would like to think that one day that place is a national landmark, just like G10. G10 should be considered a national landmark. It is the Wrigley Field of parking garages. That's what it is.
Yeah, Tony, I've been in G10 before. I didn't even know it was G10. I was just parking.
Yeah, see? And then afterwards you think about it, you go, man, it had a real impact on me, don't you?
No, not really. The only impact was getting out of there. But no, the WQBB, really serious. That was a high point of my life.
So DJ wants to know.
That tells you a lot about my life.
Why does this guy come on and he never talks about the topics, Bino? He talks about anything but what we're discussing. No baseball, no football, no basketball.
Is this DJ special needs?
He's going after you.
He's always, why doesn't he get on the phone and see what he's got? Does he ever even call in, or is he just a keyboard coward?
I think he's a KKC. I think
he is a special need.
KBC. I think he's a keyboard coward. He's a KBC.
Yeah, special needs some attention.
Freddie is the show historian.
Freddie,
what's that?
You're the show historian.
No.
Well, I've been here since the beginning.
Yep. I can't pretend around Freddie.
I yearn for the olden days. I'll be honest with you. Even though you have a lot of great stuff, I yearn for the old school Basilio.
Hey, Freddie, I yearn for you having a phone call that matters, so you're out of here. Not that I take that the bad way, but you're gone. 865. Bino, that ended well, didn't it? I took his criticism in stride, didn't I? And blasted him.
Yeah. The QBB Studios is where I met you too, Tony.
There you go. I'll never forget it, Bino. I'll never forget it, Bino. The
wooden caricature of Johnny Darden there, I knew.
Yes.
I found my home radio station.
As stolen by a couple of listeners, including the great Jeff Jenke. We had that in our, I kept that till somebody took it. Let's see, who ended up with the Johnny Darden? But we had the life-size Johnny Darden. They went outside of Stokely and stole it several years ago. I kept it in our garage. It used to scare the hell out of me at night, Bino.
I bet.
I used to always see his eyes looking at me. But Johnny Darden. Those old figures, they like wooden. For those of you who don't know, they used to have these wooden cutouts that were like almost life-size that would sit outside the arena. And I was told that they would disappear just constantly. People would steal them all the time. Hey, Bino, you've got to go. Love you, brah.
Tony, love you guys. You all have a great week, and I'll talk to you next Monday.
Golf! I got to figure out what to do with Friday now without Beanstar. Bino, love you. Have a great trip. We love you. We appreciate you. Some overtime's coming. I lied earlier when I said no overtime. But William Pattison with the playbook is on the way next here at this Art of Chemistry we call Fan Run Radio. It's a seamless chemistry of wonderful talent, and he gives way to Dubsy and the gang in the afternoon. Peace on the streets. We love you.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
There you go. And Bri, we've got a great story over here from DJ Flash Nash. Says, I loved G10 20 or so years ago. I knew a lady that was checking tags. She would wave us in with no hesitation. These days, if they wave you in, they probably get dragged from the line and severely beaten, if you know what I mean. The days of knowing somebody at the gate and letting you come in, God, those were wonderful days, weren't they? Kind of reminds me of an art teacher I had in high school. My dad was a mushroom grower. And I looked at him and I said, you know, I'm not really good in art. And he said, yeah, I know. But he was kind of a trader. And so we made a trade. I brought him, and this is no joke, I brought him a box of the Supreme whites that we had, like a, let's see what the thing was, like a big old huge white box. What would that have been? About 8 pounds, 10 pounds? And he wrote in his book, and I kid you not, mushrooms for the project, mushroom project, and gave me an A+. See, Bri? That's kind of how we get it done at a young age. We learn how to horse trade. To this day, I still horse trade with the radio show. So why not? But let's go back to the phones. I could not draw. Bri, are you good at art? Can you draw, Bri? I can't draw at all. Like at all. I couldn't draw a stick man.
Not really. I haven't really tried to draw something in a long time.
Yeah, I'm just not. My daughter is very gifted with that. I have zero ability to draw.
Unless it's a straight line.
You can draw a straight line?
That'd be about it.
You're better than I am. I don't have any like real carpentry skills. I can paint a little. But my family had a construction business. They said, you're dangerous with a hammer. I about cut my fingers off with a bandsaw. I have a brother that was a woodshop teacher. I mean, he was very gifted. He could build all kinds of stuff. I just don't. My grandfather was a cabinet maker coming over from Italy. I just don't have the deal, man. But let's go back to the phones. And Freddie, I used to like your phone calls 30 years ago, buddy. So get you some of that, big boy. Put that in your pipe, in your Wartburg mix, and smoke it. Bino, Bri, what do you think of this Freddie Jack guy in Wartburg? Your thoughts on him?
He is an artist without having to draw anything.
Yeah, he's a real artist, all right. He takes a feces and spreads it on his canvas. He's a punk and a clown. And that I still would overhand slap you, Freddie, if given the chance. No offense to you. Let me get more in this picture here. I'm trying to learn how this works. All right, there we go. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
You are listening to Breakfast with Basilio.
Now, what station did Breakfast with Basilio air on, Bill? Take them under wings.
WQVB,
yes,
and
sir.
Brian Beam was your call screener.
Brian Beam helped us, yep. The late, great Brian Beam, who left us way too young.
And he was replaced by Robbie Gast, and now it's Brian Hartman.
Okay. Robbie Gast.
Where is Robbie Gast nowadays?
I don't know. Shout out Robbie Gast.
I used to see him at basketball games.
Love Robbie Gast. Russell was talking. I was talking to Russell about him a couple weeks ago. It's funny you bring his name up, Bill.
Yeah. You were bringing up Grandpa Munster. If there would be one cast of the Munsters I really liked was Siobhan DiCarlo. Especially, I liked her in McClintock.
I didn't know she was in McClintock, Bill. What happened to the blonde? What happened to the blonde from the Munsters?
You mean Pat Priest?
Yeah, she was very beautiful.
I have no idea, Tony.
She was very beautiful.
Yeah, she was.
Now, the other show, the lady that played Morticia, the other show of that type. Who was the John Aston, and what was her name? The beautiful lady with the black hair.
Oh, Carolyn Jones.
There you go. Yeah, she was beautiful.
And John Aston was married to Patty Duke.
Yes. Another beautiful actress from that time.
Yeah.
I love the Patty Duke show. And they're cousins. Identical cousins. Do you remember that, Bill? Remember the theme song?
I can also remember she recorded an album and her hit song was Don't Just Stand There.
Sing it.
Please don't just stand there. Kiss me like you should. And there's some tell me what's on your mind. Don't just stand there. Tell me what's on your mind.
Bill, it's funny. Today my alarm went off at 9, and that's when I woke up. And I thought about you. I thought, it's 9, so Bill's now allowed to call me. And you called like 10 seconds later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was about, I called my buddies over in Chattanooga.
Yep.
And this coming Friday is Jim Reynolds' birthday. And, I told Chad, who also co-hosts that show, I said, I'll tell you where you should take JR, which is Jim Reynolds, on his birthday. Calhoun's on the river. So he can come over and meet you.
Well, we're not going to be there on Friday. I
We're
love
not gonna
Jim
be
Reynolds.
there on Friday.
Jim Reynolds is an absolute legend. If he were a football player, he'd be Legend Bay. If he were a parking garage, he'd be G10. He's a legend. He's a fixture in Chattanooga. He is a treasure. He's of this earth and of this soil, my friend.
I'll tell you, my nephew is becoming to be a fixture in Chattanooga as well, Tony.
Yes. So, Bill, do you have anything sports related?
Yes. I'm very satisfied who the Titans got. And I'm also very satisfied, Tony, on who your Eagles got.
What about Brian's Jaguars? Let's break their draft down.
Well, they got Aguilar.
Yeah.
And
Brian,
I don't know who else.
Do you expect Joey Football to make your club, Brian?
I don't expect him to play at all, but
no. Do you expect him to make your club, Brian?
I'll say until he does, I don't.
Yeah. I think the Jags had a horrendous draft, Bill, for who they are. I think my Eagles had an excellent draft. Now,
so
they gave up some capital. The Cowboys had a very good draft, which tells me something's got to be off about the Cowboys. That doesn't make any sense.
Part of why the Jags didn't have a great draft, they didn't pick in the first round. They didn't pick till 56 because of the Travis Hunter trade.
I do think the New Day and the Titans. What's the GM down there, Bill? What's his name?
He Mike Borgonze. He's an Italian, just like you are.
Yeah, I think that I love every minute of you saying his name, and I think he did a nice job.
Yeah, he did. I think Amy Adams Drunk did a right. Well, it was really Chad Brinker, the president of football operations. He's the one that hired the guy.
Chad Brinker and Amy Adams Drunk. Bill, you're the man. Tomorrow, when you call in tomorrow, I would like an updated women of color list. Has it changed from last week to now?
Hey, I've added one.
All right. You got to hold it for tomorrow.
Okay.
Tell me the era so I can think about it overnight.
Okay, buddy.
Give me the era. What era is she from?
She's from the 60s and 70s. She passed away last month.
Thank you, Bill. I can't. You can't just give it away like that, Bill. Now I can go to AI and ask AI. I can ask old Searchy. Oh, boy. Any idea, Brian, who he's talking about?
No, not right offhand.
Titans Yams. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
How are my French compatriots doing today?
Hey, W. Lynn, welcome in.
Yvonne DiCarlo played in a lot of westerns too. She's
beautiful lady,
big time actress.
No question. Yep.
But on to UT baseball. I know last week I think it was Brian said we were hoping for 4-2 with combined baseball softball, and if the softball win, we'll get 4-2, and I'll be very happy with the weekend. What about you guys?
Brian, what about you?
Well, both would have dropped the first game and then would have come back and won the last two. So
good stick, Brian.
Yeah.
Alabama, I think in baseball, Alabama's won the first game quite a bit, and the Vols have come back and won the last two. So that holds for them.
Hey, Brian. Hey, guys, this Alabama softball program, are they generally this good?
Yeah, they won a national championship in 2012, I think.
Wow. How quickly I forgot.
Yeah, their coach is some guy I can't stand, but he's been there a long time and he's got a lot of wins. Yeah, they're up there on the mountaintop, Alabama.
So he's put it together, whereas our coach has gotten there a bunch. She just never put it together, huh? At the big tournament.
Exactly. It's like going to a bunch of Final Fours and never winning it.
Yes.
You know, what we've done in the College World Series.
But, this poor lady has just tortured herself. She's come so close. Maybe we might look back on her tenure, and Monica Abbott might have been, which is from a similar era as when Murphy won it, I guess. When did Abbott play, Bri? 20 years ago?
That was 2007 was her last year when we should have won.
20 years ago.
They were a runner on third with nobody out away from winning it.
They had a superior team,
and they couldn't score.
And she was so dominant. It's like having Shohei Ohtani on your team back then. She was so good.
If they had been using the rules from the year before, which was just a straight 8-team double elimination tournament, we'd have won it. Because at one point we were undefeated and Arizona had 2 losses. But they'd started that nonsense with 2 brackets and then a best 2 out of 3. You see what I'm saying? We came in undefeated. They came in with 1 loss out of their bracket. Then we beat them. That was their second loss. Yet the tournament wasn't over.
So explain that to me again. I missed that. I was occupied.
It used to be a straight 8-team double elimination tournament the year before Monica Abbott's senior year.
Right.
We would have won it because when we beat Arizona in game 1, they had 2 losses and we had 0 tournament over. But they had turned it into that 2 4-team brackets, and then the 2 winners go to a 2 out of 3, which I hate. By the way,
that made it
like
a very
baseball.
I'll tell you what that did. That made it made it a very hard championship to win, right?
Yes, it did. It made it a lot harder.
Yep.
And that's what got us in baseball, the 2 Rod Del Monaco eras. We were in the bracket one year with Cal State Fullerton and in the other year with Miami.
Cal State Fullerton and Miami back then, those guys
could have playing a AAA team.
Yeah, they could mash.
But
they could have
and
had
then
the
with the
women's
Renfro
basketball national
sisters,
champion and the softball national champion at the same time.
Yep, could have held both crowns. Danny White,
Yeah, and then,
I'll tell you what he's not going to do under his tenure. I'm eliminating that Lady Vol basketball team from national championship consideration next year. No offense.
Next year, yeah.
No offense, W. Lynn.
No offense. I mean, it beats anything I've ever seen.
I mean, somebody in this league might win it. She's got like 5 players right now. Somebody in this league might win it. It is not going to be them.
No, we're Sweet 16 bound, I think, and that might be it.
That is her ceiling.
Maybe she's paying those girls enough that they'll run like mad women out there for 3 minutes and sit on the bench for 3.
That's what Lulu
I don't
does.
know that you're ever going to talk anybody into doing that.
Our dog runs around like a mad woman every night.
Yeah. So, and for her system to work,
yes,
that's what you got to do, you know.
Hey, W. Lynn, I saw something the other day here I haven't seen maybe ever. I saw a big, huge fox run down our hill the other day. Are there foxes around here, Bill? I mean, W. Lynn?
Yes, there's foxes around. I've seen one years ago in my backyard.
Huge. And they're huge. This thing was a long animal. It was red. It was galloping down the hill. It was flying. I mean, literally. The way it was not a dog. It obviously was not a dog. Its torso was extremely long. You know what I'm talking about, W. Lynn, how they look?
Yeah.
Do they?
And if it was red, it wasn't a coyote.
Do they? No, it was red. Do they injure people, W. Lynn? Do they come after you?
Only if you would corner one.
Okay.
Or try to get its food or come near its baby.
I knew to ask you about it. I knew to ask you about it.
Yeah, they're not going to just attack you. No.
Brian, have you ever seen a fox here?
I think maybe I have. They're like coyotes. They're not going to attack you just randomly.
Our dog was making like
they might try to come after a small animal that's alone.
Our dog was making a guttural sound, and I was like, "What is the dog barking?" And so I went out to scream at her, and I look over in the corner of my eye. When I opened that door, that fox went flying down the hill. I mean, flying. Like this thing was moving like an animal I've never seen.
Well, don't let your dog chase it.
Oh, no. It's weird that it was out. Are they nocturnal? They only come out at night? Because this dog was out in broad daylight, or this fox was out in broad daylight. I've never seen one in all my time I've been here.
They're usually nocturnal. They're like bobcats. You hardly ever see a bobcat in the daylight.
I wonder if it was like rabbit or something, or it was just hungry or whatever it was.
It's, the more we encroach on their spaces, they're going to come out when we don't expect. So don't be surprised by anything, coming out. Because we had a deer. I mean, we have deer in our backyard all the time, in my backyard.
Wow.
And, I've actually seen a hawk and an owl when it's dusk, not completely dark, just sitting on a tree right outside my window, and that hardly ever happens. So, it's just, they take care of our rodents, Tony, those animals.
Oh, yeah. We live in the country here. And, it's fun. It's interesting. It's fun seeing all these animals. We have all kinds of critters. We have turkeys we see and pheasants and just, a bobcat or two, but I've never seen a fox, man. It was startling how fast the thing was.
Yeah, they can move. But one thing, Tony, I've never been in G10 either. I don't know a thing about it.
Yep. Oh, really? It's a Wrigley Field of parking garages. You being the historian that you are, you need to go there and document your time there this year,
Unless I went during a basketball game riding with somebody, I might have.
Well, you really need to do it, W. Lynn.
What I would consider the historical garage is that one behind Circle Park.
Now, which one?
Right behind the communications building.
So that's the historical.
The one you walk through to go to Thompson Bowling Arena?
Yes. That thing's been there, since the 60s. And on the Neyland Stadium side, during our lean years in basketball, and actually early in the Pearl era, one of Clark's compatriots, Jonas, and would let me in. We had a deal with the gate lady where we could come in and park, and that was supposed to be donors parking.
What ought to happen, W. Lynn, is you come to a football game, you show that flag, you should be able to park anywhere you want on that campus, as far as I'm thinking. You made me king. That's exactly what would happen. Thank you,
That's what I ought to do.
Thank you, W. Thank you, W. Lynn.
Great show, Tom.
Unbelievable breaking news right now. Now, this is so Tennessee, because this Sorsby guy literally wanted to come here, which is what the throat was trying to tell you on Friday. I wonder if Tennessee knew something about him. This is interesting now. Texas Tech paid all that money to transfer Brandon Sorsby. We know about that, the kid from Cincinnati. Pete Thamel, Dateline 10 minutes ago. Thank you to somebody on YouTube chat for getting me over to this before the show expires. Texas Tech transfer quarterback Brendan Sorsby, one of college football's top returning players, checked into a residential treatment program for a gambling addiction, the school announced on Monday. His decision to seek treatment for gambling addiction, according to sources, came in wake of a discovery of Sorsby making thousands of online bets on a variety of sports via a gambling app, which jeopardizes his eligibility with Texas Tech. The NCAA is investigating his gambling, according to sources, as the organization forbids athletes from betting on college and pro sports. Pete Thamel, is that correct? I thought they said they were relaxing that.
They still can't bet on college sports, but they can bet on pro sports. I think that's the way I got it. Didn't John Mateer at Oklahoma have a similar issue last year?
It was whispered about, Bri. He never checked himself into the fact that this guy has checked himself into an addiction center tells me that, well, I'm not going to say what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm thinking. Okay. It's not fair, but I'm going to say it because it was the first thing I thought of. If I'm the school, his parents live locally. Never mind. They seem like good people. I wish him well. That's a terrible story. His folks live, I want to say, in West Knoxville somewhere. Tennessee dodged one here, it looks like. Because if you'd have invested all that money in this guy, looks like it just blew up on Texas Tech. And remember, a quarterback's everything. Texas Tech stated in a statement that the university is committed to supporting him through his recovery process to ensure his long-term health and well-being. I'll tell you what I have is a huge concern that goes on all over college sports. And I'll tell you what I'm not is alone. The fact that I can pick my phone up and feed any Jones I have in the modern era is a scary, scary, scary thought. When I was, well, any of us, 15 years ago, you had to, fight for your Jones. Today, you just pick your phone up. It's all right there. Scary stuff, man. Scary, scary stuff. And it makes you wonder. Because here's the thing. When you get a guy like him, and listen, I think the world of him. I think his parents are really good people, from what I understand. They one thing we said Friday is they told people, hey, we were giving Tennessee a hometown discount. They love living here. I wonder if they had info, because they did not pursue him. the way they should have. I wonder if they had information on that. That'd be an interesting thing to find out. The thing about it is, I want to believe that most people that gamble do it recreationally and in a fun way. But man, when you have an addictive personality, which I do, okay? Once you start doing stuff like that, it's hard to pull yourself away. That's always been a concern of mine. Luckily with me, I can do it and it doesn't mean anything. But man, when something really speaks to you, this thing with Sorsby is extremely troubling on a lot of levels. According to sources, Sorsby bet on Indiana football while redshirting for the Hoosiers as a true freshman in 2022, a season in which he played a single game. The bets in 2022, according to sources, were on Indiana to win. None came in games he appeared. Sorsby's gambling addiction has not drawn the attention of law enforcement, according to sources, nor has it been linked to anyone attempting to influence outcomes of games. His gambling, according to sources, was a steady flurry of small bets over a period of time.
Why wasn't he betting on Indiana to win this year? That would have been the smarter play.
It doesn't say that, Brian, in the story whether he did.
In 22, they weren't winning much, I don't think.
Sorsby projects as one of the highest paid players in college football, reportedly in line to earn $5 million this year. As for his on-field future, the NCAA has a strict policy against any type of gambling on intercollegiate, amateur, or professional sport competition. That's a shame. That's pretty tragic. Here's the other thing about him. When you're rung up on something like that and you're a quarterback and you play a position that you have to be different in, not only does it inhibit you, obviously, on the college level, I wouldn't bet on him seeing the field again. Professional sports aren't going to touch you either. That's sad, man. That's a kid that something got a hold of him, and that was it. That's terrible. That's terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Well, Bri, thanks, man. Give me a Lady Vol pick on the way out here.
I say that I'll stick with my 4 total wins.
Thank you, my brother. Love you.
Get the 4th tonight. See you, Tone.
You're the man. Go Flyers. Go Lady Vol softball. Go Beano. If you want to come down and see us on Wednesday, we're going to be at the Musicians Hall of Fame, which is down there at the Municipal Auditorium, which would be utterly next level. I am so freaked out by that Sorsby story. That freaks me out on so many levels. It's that's sad, man. That is sad stuff. Heartbreaking, really. Here's the thing, right? And I parented, kids around his age that have grown up in this. You're just so, as a parent, you're just so on pins and needles about all the destruction that can be wrought from a phone and things like that. But we're going to be down there Wednesday doing the show. If you want to look up the Musicians Hall of Fame, I'd love to meet you. Love to see you. They're going to have us out front there. You don't have to buy a ticket to get in. But I really appreciate you being here. Spread the word for us, Thunderbird. Check out the blog over at tclub.team. We've got some great stuff there today. Next couple days, we'll have some really terrific stuff. We've got some listener emails that I'm going to run. And Matt Dixon will have a full report on the baseball team. One of the things we'll drill down with Matt tomorrow is, should Tennessee alter their rotation this weekend? Should they consider doing that? Also, John Adams will be back in here, and I'm just going to tell you right now, I intend to fully bust his balls on LSU going bust. You know? DJ says the following: get the kid some help, get him a mentor. Second chances are for everyone, no question. I worship a God who deals in 7 times 7 chances in terms of forgiveness. But forgiveness and forgetness are two different things. It's like Pete Rose. Pete Rose not in the Hall of Fame because you don't bet on baseball. I don't think that kid plays college football again, and I don't think he plays professional football. When you're betting on your sport and betting on your team, there are just certain lines. Look, it's a terrible thing to say, okay? James Pierce, allegedly, on video, it looked like he was trying to run a cop over. After what he did to his girlfriend, he going to play football again. This guy here, I don't think he's going to play football again if what Pete Thamel's reporting is true. And all of us as parents, and I mean all of us, that is a heartbreaking thing. To throw away all that money, all that opportunity, to have the world by your tail. Pray for that kid. That's sad, man. That is sad, sad stuff. Oh, geez, that breaks my heart. Tomorrow we'll be on live on the show. I'll be doing the show live in the car on the way down to Nashville. Just same equipment I use for what we do at Calhoun's. You won't even know the difference. Trust me when I tell you that. I'll be following along on the YouTube chat. God, that Sorsby story. That hits really close to home because I'm telling you, his parents live here. They live in West Knoxville. They wanted that kid to go here. And Tennessee did not bite. We talked about it on Friday. Now, I wonder now if they didn't bite because they were happy with what they had, or they didn't bite because they had some intel on this thing. Yeah, and DJ says the following, which is true. Same that money is that important. Life is more important than money. I totally agree with that. And here's the other thing. And Danny White doesn't understand this, but not everything in life that counts can be counted. And those are words I live by. Because truer words have never been spoken. Not everything that counts in this world. You walk outside on a beautiful sunny East Tennessee day, like I did this weekend, and you ask yourself, what would you give for this? I can't count it. I can't quantify it. Playing music with my friends Friday night, up where we were at Seven Springs Winery, which is a beautiful part of East Tennessee, way on up there, where Josh Collins is the mayor, up there in Plainview. I mean, what's that worth to you? Guitars are in tune, singing on point. Had a couple people come out and play with us, including Rick, the harmonica player, who ripped it on the harp. Love you. Appreciate you. Spread the word. Hit the like button if you're over there on YouTube today. Fake like you like today's show, okay? It helps us grow. Helps us get into the algae rhythm. Hey, those of you that are listening to me now, go on replay and hit that like button. That helps that thing suggest it to people looking for Tennessee stuff. And we continue to grow like a Wii today, like literally like we're playing Wii, Nintendo Wii. We're growing like a Wii. It's a shame my sport that competes in the league can't play, but the 76ers can't play. They're in the league, and they can't play. We love you. We appreciate you. Peace, GBO. Thank you, Bino. All right, we'll run today's effort back. If you want to call that an effort, I mean, hey, I did my best. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty satisfied with the effort today. I said I wasn't going to do any overtime, and I ended up doing 35 minutes. But that Sorsby thing, really, that's jarring to me. Very jarring. Very jarring. How come it's not working?